What's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today we're going over another build for Rafa. This build is called Speed Kills, and we're going to go over exactly what that means right now. We're primarily focusing on the blue tree. We got 31 points in there. I got 13 points in the red tree and 5 points in the green tree. We're going to start by putting 5 points into Rinse. Rafa gains increased reload speed. Reload speed is plus 4% per point at 5 points. So we're at about 20% reload speed after that. We're going to go on over to the Thrill and put 5 points in there. It's an overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased fire rate. Gain further increased fire rate while overdrive is active. At base level, it's plus 2% fire rate per point, so that's 10%, but then we get plus 3% while overdrive is active, and that's another 15%. The title of this build is Speed Kills because it's all about fire rate speed, reload speed, and a little bit of gun damage, but anything that gives us speed, we're getting involved. After these first two passes, it allows us to go ahead and pick up the Augment Battery Subscription Service. Apophis Lance gains an additional charge. Additionally, whenever Rafa consumes 4 or more charges, gain increased action skill potency, plus 100% action skill potency for 36 seconds. After that, we can come on down to El Centro, put 5 points in there. It's an overdrive skill. Rafa gains increased weapon handling with all weapons and action skills while overdrive is active. The longer overdrive has been active, the greater the bonus. We're getting weapon handling at 1% per second at 5 points, so it's about 5% per second. Weapon handling, we're thinking because this year from the early reviews, there's a lot of weapon kick and a lot of recoil in these weapons, and if we're going to be using like a fast firing LMG or SMG or an AR, we're going to have our fire rate so high on this that by the end of it, we're going to be aiming at the sky. So we want to give ourselves the best weapon handling possible. Sliding on over, we can go ahead and put 1 point into Metal Management. Whenever Rafa activates or re-trigger an action skill, his gun consumes no ammo for 2 seconds. So this is going to be great whenever we go to activate the action skill. We can just unload as fast as possible. Anything that we can just burst a ton of bullets out over and over for 2 seconds and not lose any ammo. That's going to be great for bossing. After that, we're going to go down the right-hand side and pick up and put in 5 points into what I think is called Jock. It's a passive. Whenever Rafa damages an enemy with a skill, he gains a stack of Jock. For every stack of Jock, he gains increased overdrive bonuses. Whenever overdrive ends, you lose all your stacks. So it's 5 points. You get 1% of overdrive bonuses at 5 points is 5%, and it stacks up to 20 times. If you can get a stack of 20, then that's 100% of overdrive bonuses. Coming on down, we're going to go ahead and put 5 points into the Deadline passive. Rafa gains increased fire rate and increased reload speed while overdrive is active, plus 3% per point at 15%. And plus 5% reload speed at 5 points is 25% reload speed. And we already had increased fire rate, even more fire rate while the overdrive is active. And we even have faster reload speed up top here. We also have Jock, the Jock stacks that we're going to be picking up. And they're going to further increase the bonuses that we get while overdrive is active on these two passives, which is going to even further our reload speed and fire rate. And then all the way down here at the bottom, we pick up our capstone, Project Gorgon. Yeah, Apophis Lance's weapon is replaced with an incendiary laser that pierces enemies. Pressing and holding mouse 2 causes the laser to deal increased damage and chain to more enemies as it consumes charges. So about a 111 damage per second. After that, we're going to pick up Per My Last. We'll put 5 points in. Whenever Rafa deals damage with an action skill to an enemy, he gains a chance to deal that damage again. Double damage chance is plus 4% at 5 points. We're going to have a 20% chance to double that damage. That's going to be it for the blue tree. Let's head on over to the green tree. We only got 5 points in here, And all 5 of those points are going into the passive Handshake Deal. Rafa gains increased gun damage and melee damage. So with the gun damage, it's plus 3%. At 5 points, that's another 15% gun damage. Heading on over to the red tree, we're going to put 5 points into Satiar. It's a passive. Rafa gains increased gun damage at 5% per point. That's 25 extra gun damage. After that, we can pick up the passive Deft Hands. We'll put 5 points in. Rafa and his Peacebreaker cannons gain increased fire rate. We're not worried about the Peacebreaker cannons getting the increased fire rate. It's Rafa that we want to get the increased fire rate. That's 4% per point. At 5 points is another 20% fire rate. You see why it's called speed kills. And lastly, we're going to come on down to El Valiente. It's passive. We'll have 3 points in. Rafa deals increased damage from all sources. The fuller Rafa's shields are, the greater the bonus. While Rafa's shields are at a maximum capacity, double the bonus. Damage dealt up to 10% per point, so up to 30% increased damage depending on how full the shields are. I think in this case, we're going to want one of those shields that doubles the shield bar and leaves our health at 1. And that's going to be it for our speed kills build for Rafa. I think it's a pretty interesting build. I like the idea of being able to run around with a fast firing SMG or LMG or AR, just a massive amount of bullets going at a rapid rate to burn down bosses or tougher enemies that have higher health pools, whatever it may be. I think this build can handle it. If you don't want to worry about doing fancy action skills or grenades or bazookas or any other stuff, you just want to pull the trigger and you want to shoot and you want to shoot fast, this is it for you. So you can go ahead and pause the video. This is the blue tree. And then we have the green tree. And lastly, the red tree. Let me know what you think. Hopefully somebody out there likes this one. If you do, leave a like. If you think there was an opportunity that I missed, let me know in the comments. I can always move points around and adjust accordingly. Hopefully you enjoyed this speed kills build. Let me know what your plan is for day 1 when Borderlands 4 drops on September 12th. Do you know what Vault Hunter you're going to use yet? Who's going to be your main? Do you have a build in mind that you're going to be using? Or are you just going in kind of blind and just going to figure it out on the fly? I am so excited for this game. I have no idea if these builds are going to be good or not, or if things are going to change whenever the game fully releases. I have no idea. I just love doing these theory crafting builds and going over the different possibilities. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate you being here. And if you like it, make sure to leave that like. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Follow. I'll be on Twitch playing it whenever it comes out, or subscribe here on YouTube so you can keep up to date on all the builds that I come up with after the game comes out. And we'll be posting videos about secrets and different strategies within the Borderlands 4 universe. I cannot wait. Thank you again, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful day.